Yo,
Yo!
yo, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up? We're here with another
Yeah.
episode of Let's Vibe TV. And you know the vibes are always high, but we gotta kind of we have we have a very special subject for today's episode. And it's gonna
Yo,
be
it's the very first installment of a case of the Mondays, yo.
a case of the Mondays. The week, yo, these weeks be crazy. They fly by.
Bruh.
And you never know how they're gonna be. Some are easy, some are rough. But either way it goes, we have a case of the Mondays. You know, where we gotta
Yeah,
figure
yeah.
out what we're gonna do for the week, and where we need positive vibes, and where we're hoping the rest of the week goes well. Now, Milk, you're kind of run these likes up. We see y'all in the
Let me go on and get
building.
mines together. I'm
We
over here tripping like I ain't getting mines together. Praise the Lord. Make sure
we,
y'all like
we
and
need
share this thing up. Get your mama, uncle, cousin, nephew, Terry's neighbor, Billy in the building because he needs to check in too. What up? I see J Life. I see Reba out there. What's going on
J
with y'all?
Life running it
Run it
up.
up, run it up, run it
Uh,
up, run it up.
Shout out J Life. We love J Life. Mental health.
Everybody and their mama needs to be in the building right now.
We are talking about mental health, and it means a lot to J Life. It means a lot to J Life. We know y'all been excited about this, so tag them up. But before
Woo.
we go any further, we need to introduce she was on the original incarnation of Let's Vibe TV, right? But it's been
She
years
back.
since
She
she's
back.
been
She
on the
back.
platform. She's interviewed me, I've interviewed her. It's always
Yo.
positive vibes. Mental health is always at the forefront of her mind, with a brand new app, the podcaster, the entrepreneur. With no further ado, Maddie from Higher
Oh,
Vibes Network.
what's good? What's good?
Yo. What up? What up? What up? What
That was a nice
up?
build up.
You know how
That's how
look,
we
you
do
know
on Let's Vibe TV. Everybody
Right.
is a king and a queen on Let's Vibe TV.
That's
Know
right.
that?
I feel like I was about to bust out of a thing.
yeah.
Yo, we ain't
Look,
even got going good yet. She ready to take on the world, y'all. That's what we
you,
do, Craig.
she hasn't even dealt with macho milk yet.
The macho. I gotta change glasses. Hold on. Feel it coming on.
Right.
Hallelujah.
That's right.
What
That's
up,
right.
Drake? What up,
What
Drake?
up? What up? What up, Drake?
Shout out to everybody watching that mental health is important too. Tag
Right.
Yo, it
somebody, share.
matters.
We're here to kind of even we were debating, it's like, Milk, I'm mad because now you put your education glasses on, and I put my cool glasses on, trying to make mental health
My
cool.
bad. I always stay ready.
There
Don't
we
worry
go.
about it. You just tell me who you want to talk to. Oh wait,
I
that's
need
a
some
whole.
shades at
That's
this
not even the topic for tonight, is it?
Nah. What up, what up, what up, y'all? Run up them likes. We're talking mental health tonight. We have a great subject. But before we get into that, Milk,
Yo,
and I wanted this to be the first thing said on the mental health show, a case of the Mondays.
yo, it's a case of the
Um,
Mondays, man.
you have a powerful saying, and you post it every morning, or most mornings. You'll make a
It's been a
video
while.
about it.
I posted it for over a year every morning, and now I post it occasionally. People love it when I throw it out there. It's like you and the Frosted Flakes, because we always just trying to make it great. You know what I mean? And that's what it is. My philosophy is that great days don't just happen. We have to make them great. It's a tagline that I use on my morning show on Tuesdays and Thursday mornings, as we try to help folks get their day started the right way with Milk and Brie. Same type of concept here on Monday nights with a case of the Mondays. We're really just trying to tap in with people, develop community, let people know that they're not going through life alone. And at the end of the day, we're responsible for the outcomes in our life. And that starts with us being intentional about making the day great.
Yep.
Yeah, and like for me, so many people have even in my family, there's a strong stigma kind of against admitting that you're having a mental health situation or
Mm.
acknowledging mental health. Um, and to feel embarrassed of it, when I think universally we all need mental health focus and to learn to develop skills. There needs to be a class in school
Yeah.
to learn
Yeah,
about.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what it needs to be, because really what it comes down to is emotional intelligence,
yeah.
which that's not what we teach, right?
Right.
If a child is acting out of character for what we determine to be appropriate behavior, then we might do some social emotional intervention. But outside of that, as long as you present normal, we let you ride.
Mhm.
Yep.
And that's with trying to pay attention and without giving them any skills. What's up, Burner Blue? We are talking mental health. The subject today on our first episode is it is not the end of the world, y'all. All of y'all are going
It's
through
not
tough
the end
things.
of the world as we know it. No.
I feel fine.
Hey.
But yeah, a lot of times we're going through things. They put so much pressure on our onto us. They make us feel like it is impossible uh to overcome them, and they feel so overbearing in the moment. But a lot of times it is not real. Not that it's not real. Your feelings are real, but the
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
idea of there being no life afterwards is what isn't real.
Right. Well, and it's interesting because one of the things I have learned to do with mental health is ask, how does this affect you? With the understanding that it does not affect the people the same way, right? Some people who experience panic attacks might still find themselves becoming crippled by them. And some
Mm-hmm.
people can deep breathe through it and you don't even know that they're going through it.
Right.
It's levels of coping, it's levels
Yep.
of experience, right?
Real. Yeah. That's real. I think it looks different for everybody, but I feel
Yeah.
like, kind of like Daz was saying, I feel like everybody deals with some form of, mental health and like just trying to take away the stigma from it. I think when people say mental health, that kind of makes people think like, oh, they're crazy, but it's not
Well,
that.
the thing it makes you aware. There's an awareness that comes, and it's very empowering
Yeah.
to
Mm.
understand why you're feeling how you feel and to have skills.
That's
It's
right.
like knowing cheat. It's like knowing cheat codes.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
It's not,
real. That's real.
Yeah.
and the thing about cheat codes, that doesn't always mean that you're gonna beat the game. That doesn't
Yeah.
always mean that you're going to what up, Mondez, up past his bedtime. But I
Ooh.
promise you, we're we're talking about important things. Shout out, Mondez. Oh,
What's good?
we just dropped our brand new song, The Uncomfortable Truth. But yeah, um a lot
Well,
of
and not to
times.
get too deep too quick, in reality, a lot of it is just overcoming trauma and fear, right?
Yeah. Yep.
But
Yeah, and
let's
skill.
not get there already.
Yeah. yeah.
Ages
What
and
up,
stages.
Blue?
Another thing I was gonna say is that there's no stigma when people say physical health, right?
Right.
There's always a stigma when people say mental health, and both of those things are real, and both of
Yeah.
those things have to be healthy for you to be a fully functional individual in this world, right?
That's right. They go
Understanding that
hand
most
in
of us
hand.
are operating, at not full capacity, right?
Yeah. That's right. That's right.
Um and so, like, And a lot of times we spend so much time in panic mode, and it's encouraged. It's encouraged. They've even created rewards for being in panic mode in society, like they trick you with, like, yo, there's only two of these left. You won't be
Right.
able to get another one. If
Yeah.
you don't get one of and then once you get it, and you've rushed and you've made this impulsive
Yeah.
decision because there's only two, you know, you feel good when you get it. You're like, I got one of the only two. You'll go tell all your friends that, and you won't even understand how you got duped into end of the world thinking.
Yep.
Right.
That's
Well, I
You
right.
mean,
know,
it's a common strategy, right? Limited release. Once these are gone, there will be no more, right? Get
Right.
yours while they last. Same concept, and it
Yep.
happens all the time now as we see entrepreneurs budding off of social media. As you
Yep.
put that merch out there, hey, once this shirt is gone, it's gone. I'm not making another one, right?
Yeah.
This
That's real.
album, once this album is done, I'm not printing another copy.
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
and um, hold on, I gotta.
And
I'm
then
about
and then a year later they print the copy again.
exactly,
And then they
and
have
you
a nostalgia re-release of all the merch.
Yep.
no, and you sit there and look at it, and you're like, and it'll be cheaper than what you paid when it first came out, and you'll be
Right.
like, what the heck? Um, but yeah, and I sent you guys the itinerary, but an example of end of the world thinking a lot of times, and I think that the longer that we live, the easier it gets to like to decipher and tell the
Mhm.
difference. But like your first heartbreak
Mm.
feels like the end of the, you'll be 13 thinking that you'll never fall in love again.
Right. That's real. I mean, I think, yeah, I think everybody feels that, you know what I mean? And then as you have more of those situations, with whether it's a heartbreak or anything else, you know what I mean? I feel like you slowly learn how to deal with them. Or, I mean, or you don't. But,
That part. That part.
yeah. But, I mean, I think that that's where the awareness comes in. And I think, like, when we speak about mental health, and just like you said, Milk, like, there's levels to it. And there are, I think maybe the levels can also be like, um, kind of based on how people have learned to deal with it. Like, if it's more severe, they probably don't have the tools or the knowledge or the understanding or the awareness. You know what I'm saying? So,
Right.
awareness is what helps you to kind of keep them things at bay. So, although we're all dealing with it, you know what I mean? The awareness is what helps us to maintain,
Yeah, well, because
Right.
that
even,
off.
Exactly.
Yeah.
well,
You know,
because even I would be in situations where like I would be, upset about a relationship situation.
yeah.
And I mean, I guess part of, even to speak on trauma, part of why I felt like it was the end of the world for me um, was because I told myself early on that I wouldn't break a heart how I saw my mom's heart broke by
That's real.
my dad.
Yeah.
And so instantly, once I was breaking people's hearts, I'm like, no, this isn't what I meant. Like, I'm here, I'm a good person. Like, it made me feel like a bad person because my whole life, kind of the only kind of bad person I was told about was my dad, and
Yeah.
how he cheated and did those things. That, like, I already knew I wasn't going to kill anybody. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? I already, it's like, oh, I never want to break a girl's heart.
Yeah.
And then when I
Man.
did, and so I put in pressure to never break up, to never, and when I did, I was like, damn, and to never act like my dad.
Right.
And I would fall into my dad's
Well,
shoes, and I
that
would
that
be,
that speaks to unrealistic expectations, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
Understanding that you want to not hurt people, but not understanding that in relationships people get hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, and it was beyond my control whether or not they liked me, and whether or not somebody likes you or is attracted to you isn't based on whether or not you do everything that they tell you to do, you
Yeah.
know. But so I would sit there and and to get to the point, I'd sit there, I'd be sad and depressed, and like friends would call, "What's up, Alan? I see you in the building. Thank you for
Yo,
stopping through in the building."
yo,
Shout out Maddie's people, Keely and Dominique is in the building.
shout out. Welcome to
Okay.
the
Yeah.
Okay.
vibe.
Um and so, but yeah, so I would feel so I would have friends calling, people wanting to make some music, all these things going on. And I'd be like, I don't have a friend. I don't want to. And yeah, that's true. Shout out Drake. But yeah. And so um I had to be like, yo, there's so much more going on, and sometimes it's beyond your control. And the best thing for you to do is to go be around people who want to be around you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's all perspective right there.
Yeah.
That's all perspective. What are you telling yourself that is causing you to believe that, right?
Yeah.
And what is the reality in the situation versus
Yeah.
whatever it is you're telling yourself in that moment.
Yeah. That's
Right.
a big part of it too. Perspective. I feel like, you know, well, we can go into this deep, but it's just kind of like, as far as mental health and as far as whatever's going on with you, you know what I mean? Your perspective on it can really it can really make you see it in a completely different way. So,
That part.
and I think that sometimes if you're not kind of like taking care of yourself mentally, you can get in a state where your perspective, it's almost like you're seeing life with a negative filter on.
Mm-hmm. Tell me
So,
about it. Come on now, you preaching
yeah.
now. Come on now. Come on now.
So it's like, that's why it's important to, work on your mental and have that awareness, because, if not, that perspective filter, that negative filter will cover everything that you're looking at.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know what I mean? It's kind of like, glass half empty or glass half full. You know what I mean? It's really the same.
It's
the
not
same
always that simple for people, but like
right.
having strategy, trying to understand when you're going down that path. But before we get into that, and I text the group the itinerary, the list.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
But Madison, do you got an example of a situation this week or that where you thought it was the end of the world and found out or it wasn't, or had to slow down, or like where you thought it was the end of the world, and how did that go for you?
Yeah, I got one. I got one recently, like this past weekend. I won't go too into detail, but we'll just pretty much say, like, I had some big plans in the works, you know what I mean? Like big goals and things that we had been working on. And it kind of involved someone, else that was close to me. Agreements had been made, plans had been made, and going kind of based off of my relationship with this
Trust,
person.
right? Yeah.
Trust. You know what I mean? It's like you feel like, I don't have anything to worry about. Like, you know what I mean? And so I'm making moves around this situation for this person, you know what I mean? And, things change, and that's fine, you know what I mean? But what really kind of had me shook is the lack of communication. And it kind of just threw me for a loop, because moves, like I said, are being made around this situation, and it just felt like a big inconsiderate, like, thing.
Mm-hmm.
So
From somebody you trusted.
exactly
Right, because you say to yourself, they know I'm out here doing X, Y, and Z, knowing I'm moving how I'm moving.
They know the whole process,
so I can adjust my thinking, right?
Exactly. And just communication. If I would have known, I would have been mad at all. Like, because I was already doing the stuff, but it's just
Right.
like, let me know so I can prepare. And like, so
How did you handle? Yeah, how did what? Yeah, how did you?
You
how
see,
do I
she just
handle it?
started pounding her fist. We
She's
get,
not.
she's starting to relive what's happening is that she's going back
Yeah,
into her amygdala and she's
that's
now
right.
getting into the emotional part of the brain and she's reliving how she felt in that moment right in front of us by the
Right.
starting of the pounding of the hand. Yeah.
Right. So it's like when it came to realization, I finally realized what was going on here. I'm just like, first I was shocked. And then, I start thinking about it and I'm just like, you know what? Like, I know this person. I like, I'm not surprised, but I am surprised. I think I thought like we were not
We were
there, like
better
not
than
me,
that.
so, and then, if I'm honest, did I sit with it and did I not react? No, like I kind of did react. Not in a terrible way. I don't think that, like, I don't think I reacted in a terrible way. I think I just kind of let that person know, like, hey, that was fucked up. And you could have let me know. You know what I mean? Knowing what was going
Hey,
on.
tell me.
You know what I
Ain't it
mean?
fucked
Like,
up though? Ain't it fucked up though when you kind of realize where a relationship really is
and I
versus
think that's
where it
what
is in your
sucks.
mind? You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah. And I feel like
And,
I've had
and
a lot of
sometimes
that.
you know, but you just like when something actually happens like that, you go, "Oh, nah, I really know."
Yeah.
Well,
And I
it,
think like that's what it was for me.
Yeah, that's hurt right there because you go,
Yeah.
"Oh man." Like I
Yeah.
rolled so much harder for you. I feel like, you know what I mean. You like,
That's
oh,
what
fuck
that's
me,
how I felt.
ah, yeah.
Yeah. But
well, even in the creative process, I
yeah.
think a lot of times, I feel like it's the end of the world. Sometimes as artists, we can be a little bit lazy, right? And be like, well, like we'll go to the studio, we'll cut some shit, or we'll film some shit, or
Mhm.
make something, and people will have an opinion, and then or something that else will need to be done to it, or an extra piece of work could be done to make it better, right? And the idea of having to do that feels like the end of the world at that moment. Like,
Yeah.
Mm.
man, I was just in there yesterday. Like, what you mean?
Right.
You know, but if you do take the time to be like it's not that much, even like
Yeah.
I guess end of the world, ugh, I gotta clean this, ugh, I gotta take this step, ugh. For me, because of my seizures, I had important phone calls I had to make.
Yeah.
And because if we're gonna be on here, Maddie, ooh, we telling the whole, we ain't tiptoeing around it.
Okay. Okay.
Um, I had to make some important phone calls to get EEGs done and to figure out what's actually going on with my health.
Right.
And making those calls, well, on top of it, Cecilia's like, oh, we got 5 calls to make. I don't want to make what 5 calls. What do you mean make 5 calls?
Right.
That's you know, um, and like also it's scary because there's the chance of losing your license.
Yeah.
Like, and I didn't get my license till I was 25. I was terrified of driving.
Yeah. I feel that.
And
You got a
so the
good decade in. You got a good decade in.
no, don't do that. No.
Well, I mean, but you're right though.
Wow.
There's a lot of apprehension and fear that goes into, well, first of all, just thinking about how men don't take care of their physical health, let alone their mental health,
True.
and then thinking about the negative outcomes outside of just finding out that there's something physically wrong with you. then it might impede how you move or your daily life, right? You might have to adjust how you live, right? All
Yeah.
of those things can be
I
taxing,
don't.
and you want to avoid them, procrastinate. You'd rather be doing anything else, pulling your fingernails out, than making those 5 phone calls.
Right.
Right. Yeah, I got better things to do. I want to be creating something. I don't want to focus on, I've never been in this situation. So like, I don't know. I guess it's easier to avoid this situation. But it was funny cuz um I was talking to my mom and I was telling her about concerts that I had booked coming up. And then she's like, "Are you going to take care of your health?" And I was like, "Damn." And I thought I was flexing.
Like you're taking care of other shit, but not the
Come
shit that needs
on,
to be
get
taken
on
care
this
of.
high vibe with me. My adrenaline is pumping. I got these shows coming up. I'm networking. I'm
Right.
building something out here. But are you
Right.
going to take care of your physical health?
Yeah. What
Which
you need to
speaks
do.
to having a support system, somebody in
Right.
your life who cares about you more than you care about yourself.
Yeah.
What's your cat's name? We see you got your cat back there.
Yeah, that is Blue. That's the baby. He's terrible. We gave him a new nickname. He's Blucifer because he's
We put
terrible.
no, we put positive energy on blue. On
Okay.
blue. I was about to.
Hey,
Blue is
bro.
great.
Blue needs
He
therapy
is.
right
He's so
now.
sweet. Yeah.
Blue, blue is getting therapy, being good right now. Very
Yeah.
good.
They talk
B-
about you, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
don't do
What up,
that.
Blue
No,
Blue?
no. I'm good.
Look, he's looking. Where? Yeah, now he's looking. Okay. But no, he's
I,
good. He's a sweet cat sometimes.
uh-huh.
Sometimes.
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 Yeah.
So Milk, do you have any examples you'd like to share since you know so much, Milk
Hey,
man?
man, I do know a lot. I know a lot. And the reason why I know a lot, and I started to speak on this earlier, because a lot of coping with mental health and a lot about growing into your mental health has to do with lived experience, right? Understanding that
Yeah.
the world
We
doesn't
need a real
end.
life exam. Yeah, we need a real
That the
life
world
exam. Don't
doesn't
be out here
end.
bullshitting. We need a real life
First of
example.
all,
What up, y'all? Run
I
up them
didn't, I
likes.
didn't
Put some
interrupt.
positivity on
I
it.
ain't interrupt
What up,
you when you
Sarah?
was telling your story.
Uh,
Uh huh. I could have chimed
uh,
in a few times about how your mama been sweating your ass.
uh, Speaking of
But
moms, Sarah Shane's mom passed this previous week.
yeah, yeah,
Uh,
positive vibes your way. Definitely thinking
we're
about you.
sorry
Definitely
for
kept you
we're
in our
sorry
prayers for
for what
sure.
you're going through. I know both me and Cecilia been praying really heavy for you. Um and we're here for you, and this is a part of the show. We are blessed to have everybody who tunes in, whether
What
it
up,
is
bro,
two,
bro?
whether it is one, whether it is 4,000. We are blessed to have you, and we will always give you all. At least I can speak for myself. I'll always give y'all my all, and I think I try
Yeah,
to
yeah.
prove that every day to y'all.
Yeah.
Let's
But
go. Okay.
so what I was gonna eventually get to is the fact
I'm
that
sorry, Milk. I'm
I
sorry
have
for
been
doing that.
I've been unemployed for a week. Russell
Mm.
Wilson and I have something in common. We both became free agents 1 week ago today. The issue though is I was trying to land my next gig before him, and his punk ass ended up with the Pittsburgh Steelers today. So I got to get my shit in gear. I didn't put in like 10 more applications.
You got it. You got it.
I even no, no, look. Well, so first off, here's I'm gonna dial it back, and of course I'm making jokes about it. It took me 3 days to even go see some personal contacts in person to go see about what was next for me, right?
Yeah.
And it's taken me a week to actually get physical applications turned in, right? And so the idea that this process has just been cool is not a reality, right? Has it
Right.
taxed my mental health for sure? But what I get back to is the fact that I have lived experience. I know that the world isn't ending. I know that the job is right around the corner, right? And I have a support system in my life that holds me up, even, when I'm down. And Daz is a part of that, and I'm grateful for that.
That's right.
And so at the
I
end of the
can't I
day,
can't go a day without talking to the milkman.
at the
I
end of the
tried.
day,
I tried the other day and I couldn't do it. I
you
was
couldn't do
like,
it. You couldn't do
I
it.
looked at the clock, it was 1:30. I was like, what the fuck is going on
He thought he
here?
let the whole day go by too. He said, "Ooh, I ain't talked to Milk all day." It's
It
1:30,
was
motherfucker. It's
yeah.
1:30.
Shout, I
Yeah.
lived it. Shout out James Wade talking about Stone Mountain.
Yo,
Right.
that's cool.
And I'm not even getting into the psychological toll that this last job took on me in terms of all of that. Like, that's a whole nother situation. So, people
Yeah.
deal with stress at a myriad of levels, in a myriad of ways, whether it's personal, professional, whatever. But at the end of the day, you got to make the main thing the main thing and keep pushing forward.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, I mean, dang, I'm surprised. I didn't mean for you to do all that, Milk. I'm sure you had a way lighter one, like you was playing Mario 3 and some shit got
I
fucked.
Nah, you know
That
what
was
the
a
fuck
good
you wanted
one.
to hear. You know what the fuck you wanted
No,
to hear, cause your
Right.
ass alluded to it before the show. Fuck you mean? But first of all, if
no,
if we
not.
gonna be out here, we might as well be transparent. I mean, I
I
ain't got to
Right.
mean,
tell the whole story to tell the story. Fuck you mean? I
yeah,
just told you what it was. But at the
Right.
end of the day, somebody listening to me right now has lost a job or has quit a job, has been
And
looking
can
for another
relate.
job, right? You found yourself in some in between, in some
Yeah.
uncertainty, right? And at the end of the day, we all go through it. But
Yeah.
some of us, right? Some of us crumble under that pressure. The
Yeah.
question then is, what do we do when we recognize that? That's the self awareness, right? If you
That's
haven't
right.
handled a situation similar to this well in the past, you have to have some reflection, right?
Yeah.
But then you also have to be real with yourself about who you are, where you are, and what you need to do differently, right?
Yeah.
Because we all looking for a different outcome.
Yeah.
yeah. I
And I have
mean,
to say, like, easier said than done, of course, like when shit's going sideways, but
Yeah.
freaking out never helps though. you
yo,
know,
I had to learn that, bro.
not to
Oh
say we
my
don't do
Is,
it,
gosh.
is is
but
freaking out wrong or is succumbing to it wrong? Because I think
I would
it's
say
natural
that.
to freak out. I think it's
Yeah.
natural to like get out your
Oh,
body sometimes,
well,
Oh, for
right?
it's
sure.
dope
But
Yeah.
to
it's another
recognize
thing to
that
stay
there's a
there or lean
difference.
into it.
I don't think
Yeah.
I don't think I ever recognized that there's a difference between freaking out on the inside and freaking and succumbing to it. I don't think
Yeah.
I didn't recognize the difference until recently. And
Yeah.
I would I we there was a doctor's appointment and it was 2 hours late and
Mm.
I was freaking. I'm in there wilding,
Yeah.
telling I just wanted to be heard.
Yeah.
I
I feel
just
that.
wanted to. I just wanted to be heard, right?
Yeah.
And I'm saying all this extra ass
They heard
shit.
him so much that they was about to have to hear him from outside the building.
Yo, but so I
Sir,
said all
he
this.
heard nothing.
So I said all this shit, and then I came to realize I was driving home, and on my drive home, I was like, did that do anything to
Right.
help anything besides add to the already painful situation?
Yeah.
And what else could I done? Will that help the next person?
That's true. That's
And the
true.
answer was no.
Right.
There's effective
Yeah.
ways to do it, and that just wasn't one of them. And
Yeah.
it's tough to to understand that. And it's sad how long people can go without understanding that
Well,
because we just
there's a
want to be
tougher
heard.
question. There's
My
a tougher
desire to be
question to be
heard.
asked there too. I mean, and we debriefed that situation and we kind of deduced the fact that you really just were trying to be heard. But while you ask yourself this question, as you continue to reflect on it, did I do anything to help? I think that the question we don't ask ourselves is, am I hurting?
Yeah.
Is what I'm
Well,
doing
and I want to
hurting?
stand up
Right?
for people who aren't brave enough to say anything, who will suffer through the 2 hours. But even
Right. But I
just
think
as what was said,
where
call
we
patient advocacy.
right,
There's
and
all
it's about how you go about doing it, right?
Yeah.
And so there's effective ways of achieving the outcome. What you
Right.
wanted was for your wife to be treated well, right? You wanted it to be done in a timely manner, and you wanted them to hear you, right, express your dissatisfaction about not getting what it is you thought your wife deserved, right? And standing up for your wife is your right, but how you go about doing it is going to either push you closer or farther away from achieving that desired outcome, right?
That's real.
well, in trying to stand up and be protective, I'm actually taking away from the situation by doing that. Well, by the way, I didn't say my wife, but um yeah. It took away from the situation by doing that. And I was doing the opposite of protecting. And that's
Yeah.
a tough thing. Shout out Contretto, my man's on tour. Um, I'm proud of him. He fought through some mental,
He
and
working
he's
through
been
his shit.
killing
Yeah,
shows. He been
Fredo.
killing shows. He
Shout
been
out to the imperfect people out there.
I
Yo.
no, but wait, I'm mad. I'm a little bit mad because my man's Tretto called somebody his big bro, and he called me his son all the time. Like, what's up with that, man?
Hey, come on now,
What's
son.
going on here? No,
Oh,
That's because you got a stroller your size.
but what's up, Gordo? Shout out Spazzy in the building. Shout out Elisa in the building. Shout out Chris. Shout out all the positive
That's my
feedback.
bro. What up, what up, what up, what up?
Shout out Breezy in the building. My boy Brett. Brett always makes me feel good. He always gives me that star treatment when I'm around him. I love it. I try to tell him, "You're a star." Cut the shit.
right.
Hey.
Uh, but to stay on subject, to move to the next point. When do you recognize that you're spiraling out? Like, how do you feel physically when you're? What are the signs that
With,
you're
with like
getting there?
with like drinking for almost like 2 months straight, would that count?
That could count. That could count.
I'm just asking for a friend.
He's asking for a friend, y'all. Don't worry about milk, y'all.
I think for me,
No. I've got 3 weeks sobriety back under my belt. I mean, I don't
Well, here
struggle
we
with
go.
alcoholism, but I sure was coping in a very unhealthy way for a short period of time.
yeah. Hey, the awareness, right?
That part right there.
Yeah. Yeah. But okay, so when do we know, like, when we're blowing it out of proportion or spiraling out of control?
Y'all, how do y'all feel in the comments? Let us know. When do you know? Like,
Yeah.
do you recognize it? Is it too late? How often is it too late? I know.
For
So
me,
I try to catch myself,
We're
and
getting real tonight.
I give myself 40%.
Yeah.
But sometimes
This man been
y'all
losing
know-
this shit for 2 weeks, talking about 40%.
No, wait.
I ain't even gonna put all your
hell.
business out in the streets like that.
If you don't want to give me another motherfucking square, I will.
You gonna say something more?
You're not finna try to, nigga. What? You think I'm a motherfucking
Hey,
punk? Is
chill.
that why you did that shit, nigga?
Chill, both of
Is that
y'all.
why you did that?
He's come a long way, friends.
I've
He's come a long way. His beard filled in, and he's been to anger management.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Damn, you got the whole backup tapes.
Lee, get him.
Yeah,
Shit.
well, well, it's funny because I never wanted to be seen like that, but that was probably one of my most seen moments.
That's
Yeah.
what, and
Uh,
that's a whole nother conversation about what people want to see. They don't want
Yeah.
to see this mental health episode. They want to
Nah.
see you raging.
Yeah. That's true.
You know,
Yeah.
join
I
this
give him,
community, man.
I give him some tea. I give him some tea. I'm like, what did he do? We didn't know that. No, I'm joking. But yeah, so, but yeah, damn. For me personally, how do I get? I start realizing that I'm not paying attention to nothing. All
Yeah.
I see is red. I'll be trying to do something. I'm literally in autopilot mode with my body is
Yeah.
when I know that I'm feeling
Yeah.
away. Shout
Yeah.
out to Shayla and RG. It is their 7-year and it's our anniversary.
Okay.
Hey,
Hey.
7 years dealing with RG shit. No, I'm joking. But
Yeah.
congratulations. One of my favorite couples, one of the
Shout
most
out. Happy
supportive.
anniversary to
Happy
We
y'all.
anniversary.
they're literally family, so congratulations. I almost got
That's
tears.
beautiful.
I'm yep.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to give. Well, the whole platform is to empower, and it's crazy that so many people are embarrassed of mental health because
Hey, bro, it's a
understanding
real
how
thing
you're
out here, pimping.
feeling is the beginning to anything being possible.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's when anything is possible, when you understand how you're feeling and you're able to know what to do to take care of yourself
Mm-hmm.
at
Yeah.
that
Mm-hmm.
moment. But yeah, and I already have a hard enough time focusing. So when I'm mad and I'm not focusing, yeah, even when I had my seizure, I was mad at the dishes. I was doing the dishes. I like doing the dishes. It's a calming thing, but I'm just like, oh, and it's like, pow.
Right.
Next
Not
thing you
how.
know, I'm in an ambulance.
He said I went from Dawn Dishon to the back of the
Damn.
He said this was a
Yeah,
phone party. I don't know what went wrong.
man, I was mad and I was upset. I don't. I was sad. I was mad. I think. Yeah. I
I
don't
feel
know.
Damn,
that.
you gonna pick them all? He gonna pick all the emotions.
Yeah,
I,
I was.
I would probably feel that way in that situation. So I can
He
dig it.
went from being soothed by his dishes
Yeah.
to being overcome by his anger.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, though, what do you do to calm yourself down when you catch this pattern? What is your outlet? Early in life, should I I'll let ladies go first. Maddie, yeah. What do you do when you catch yourself in that pattern?
Okay. So for me,
Well, and
I think,
even if you real quick, even
yeah.
if you caught yourself late, right?
Uh huh.
With this case,
Yeah.
you still came to the realization
I did.
that it wasn't the end of the world
Right.
and created ways to pivot. But so even then, you still applied it and
I
recognized.
did. It took me a minute, and sometimes it does take a minute. You know what I mean? But
Mm-hmm.
I think for me, the key is, we are allowed the freak out. You know what I mean? But like we said,
That part.
awareness is catching it, and don't like you can't like ruminate in the shit for days. If that's the case, okay, like at this point, you're not helping yourself. So I think for me, sometimes it's helpful to, well, you need to be able to do this yourself, but sometimes I might need somebody around me to be like, hey, just
Mm.
take a minute. You know what I mean? If there's no one around you
Yeah.
to say that, you know what I mean? You gotta have these tools yourself. And sometimes
Mm-hmm.
if you don't, that's why it's important to take it. This can go deep, but it's important to take in positive information, positive books and
Mm,
music and things, because those are the types of things that give you the tools. You know what I mean? But anyways,
Mm-hmm.
keep going.
yeah, don't you have to give yourself a minute to sit with whatever the situation is before you pop off, before you react, because if you kind of just do that before anything else, you could potentially be making shit worse, whether it's a situation involving other people. You know what I mean? Like the chance for like either reconciliation or fixing what's going on, you could potentially make it worse. But for me, it's kind of about sitting with it, think about, either other options or whatever. But honestly, sometimes you don't need to think about shit at all. Whether, for me, meditation is an outlet. Honestly, weed is sometimes an outlet. I'm not advising.
Let's go. No, flame that shit up. We've been smoking. No.
But I mean, and that's definitely not always the answer for me either. But like sometimes you need.
It's not for everybody.
Yeah, it's not.
I think
sometimes it's not for me, but sometimes it is. So.
Well, no. Let's get in. I think you're discrediting your discipline, right? Because even when we filmed the first time, the one thing I'll never forget about you is me smoking the whole damn time. Yeah. And you waiting till after the interview.
Right. I think I just want to be on my P's and Q's.
And you didn't
even talk about that earlier. Wanted to be on her square.
Yeah, she wanted to be, but still, like to
knowing
give
about
artists
yourself, putting your best foot forward. You know what I mean? Knowing how
to be there to put your best. Yeah, exactly. Putting your best foot forward, and to want to give me your best. Do you know how empowering that is for an artist, for them to care that much about the conversation that you're going to have with them? Things like that. It's the little things. Yeah. You see, I still remember that.
Right. And it's funny because I was just telling Milt before we hopped on here about that too. That because he was asking if I smoke and stuff. But yeah, I do. Definitely do. But I will say that definitely is changing though. You know what I mean? And that's
so you like to paint? Did I hear that?
For me too. Huh?
Did I hear painting? Did I hear that?
Oh nah, but I did. But that's cool too. I like that too. But nah, I was saying that my relationship with weed is changing. To be honest, you know, from used to be like way heavier smoker, and as I get older, like I can't do it like I used to. I start tripping and stuff. So sometimes I take it way lighter. I'll say that. I might do it often, during the week, but way lighter. And so that's why I say, like, even when I'm dealing with something, sometimes it's an outlet for me because like I said, not advising this is the outlet because I'm about to give y'all way better ways to handle shit. But just saying, like, I've noticed sometimes with me that if I'm dealing with something, I can just one hit and it's like an exhale. It's like a, okay, let me look at this in a different light. But you don't have to do that. Like, meditation is key for me too. And deep breathing. The deep breathing, like, people I feel like underestimate that shit. You know what I mean?
And that's why weed smoke is so important. People don't even realize how deep you breathe when you smoke weed. You breathe deeper any other time than you do any other time of the day when you're smoking weed. Guaranteed.
Yeah, true.
And also, I gotta say this on this show. It will be more than just conversations. There will be like breathing exercises. We will be doing a lot of different things on this show together. Run up them likes if you're enjoying the content.
Though, I know we got some more to talk about. But this right here, I threw the glasses on because I heard you say freak out. Yeah, the Macho Milk wants to freak out. Yeah. Okay. Coming on here and doing this though is an outlet. You know what I mean? Like, we talked about a negative one, right? Consuming alcohol a little too much could definitely be negative. But a positive one for sure is coming out kicking it, whether I'm trying to be funny or whether I'm trying to, have a serious mental health conversation.
Yeah, that's right.
Yo, and shout out the Heart of the Midwest show. That shit looked lit. But back to the regularly scheduled program.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Talking about them outlets, and we ain't talking about where you plug in your phone charger.
that's
And
right.
so what are y'all's goals for the week? What are y'all goals for the week? Well,
All right.
and
You want me to go?
yeah,
Me?
go.
My goal is to just really not let outside circumstances like get in here and just like y'all were saying and Milk was saying earlier, like you create your day whether we think it or not. You know what I mean? I really believe in what you put out is what comes back to you. The law of attraction that deals with energy and vibrations and all that shit. You know what I mean? So like
Yeah.
you wake up and tell yourself like today's going to be a good day. I feel like that's you're kind of putting your positive filter on for the day. You know what I mean? So, and if you start off, if something kind of starts to try to fuck up your day, you got to have shifters. Shifters are things that you have like almost like in your back pocket, you know what I mean? Like things that can change your mood, whether it's music, whether it's something you think about, something else, but you create your day at the end of the day. So I want to not let outside circumstances contaminate me and my mindset. And I just want to, keep rolling on the same high vibe that I've been maintaining for a minute and, not let myself slip back because it happens. You know what I mean? So I guess that's my
Yeah.
goal.
You call
And
them
shout
shifters. I call it changing the channel. You have to be intentional about that too, right?
I like
You got to
that.
be
shout
mindful
out
about
Gordo.
shifting, changing the channel for sure.
Gordo's so intentional about the energy he puts on things. I love his words. Like
Yeah.
if he
Yeah.
emails me something, he'd be like, "Coming in hot!" Exclamation point.
Right.
If you read the last comment, it's something that's really empowering. Like that's the kind of people I keep around me. Shout out Sammy Snow, who actually
What's up, Sammy
you
Snow?
Maddie, you have
The
an
snowman.
app. You
Yes,
have an app.
I do. I do.
Higher Vibration Network app is your app, and it is higher vibration mental health related.
That's right.
Um, it is on the Android right now, right? It is not on the iPhone yet. Tell
Coming
us a little bit
soon.
more
Coming
about it.
soon.
Go ahead.
So, pretty much Higher Vibrations Network. Well, if anybody knows Higher Vibrations News, that's where we started. Like 2018 is where we started. That was kind of just me trying to understanding that the information we take in affects our whole life, affects how we look at life and everything like that. So I kind of had the idea to news. So years went by, you know what I mean? I started doing different stuff, collaborating with different people, and I kind of realized that this is more than just news, you know what I mean? It's actually a network at this point. So I ended up taking some time off. But the mission is still like in my heart, you feel me? But I just wasn't in that headspace. Daz has been trying to bring me out of retirement for a minute now. So,
Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's
Here we
go.
Yeah.
Look, I only try to bring my peoples the best of the best out here. You know
It's
what I'm
appreciated.
saying?
We
So,
out here.
For real. But I do want to
literally.
I do got to shout out Blade. Blade is my business partner and he is the app developer. So follow him on Instagram, all social platforms, blade.apps, and Biz Essentials is his business page. So
And Sammy,
check him
she
out.
did get your music.
Yeah,
Artists, if y'all have Gordo, J Life,
everybody,
definitely. J
send y'all
Life has
music.
powerful mental health and music.
Yeah,
And it's almost like affirmation rap.
I love
And
that.
so,
That's
yeah,
exactly what we need. And Sammy
yeah.
Snow sent some. I've been emailing with him, so I appreciate that. And anybody else who want to send some music, I can drop an
Yeah,
email
drop it.
address.
Are you able to drop it in the comments right now? Are you able to drop the
Yeah,
email in the
let me do
comment?
that.
Send your mental health music to Madison.
That's
Get
right.
on her
Right.
app, podcasters, if you have that kind of content.
That's
She's
right.
putting it up there. J Life, shout out T Murdoch. J Life is very motivational. Is J Life in the building? Somebody tag J Life.
J Life.
Not in the
Oh,
in the
not there.
comments, silly. Nah.
You know I don't be on here, but I'm gonna get it
Yeah.
together by next Monday. Let's see.
For sure. No, you've had it
Yo,
together
yo.
today. We're very thankful to have you and your energy on
Well,
here for sure.
we got some more goals though, right? We heard Maddie's goals. We didn't hear your goal.
Oh yeah. What's your goal?
Oh, my goal is to be more organized. I want to be more intentional. I want to be more organized and more intentional. I want to schedule my time to certain things to tackle my goals. I think that if I do that, I'll be so much more
Fulfilled,
no, I'll be effective.
accomplished.
I got you.
Effective. You
That's a
know?
goal for me too. I can second that one.
Once I do that
yeah.
and set boundaries on that to accomplish these goals, I think
Both of-
I'll be
Yeah,
in,
you're gonna be in a much better space for sure.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
I'm just not
can
seeing
do
all
that.
these comments since I don't know how to use this. So what's
Yeah,
up?
I was gonna throw out there something similar to y'all's, but something people could keep in mind. We're going through transition. It could really toss, everything up in the air. Things
For
can
sure.
seem chaotic. You know what I mean? And so using that word intentional is one of my favorite. Getting back to a routine. So reestablishing what a routine looks like for you, adjusting what your day looks like so you can get back to the grind, right? Just because you find yourself juggling a million things and you drop one or one is removed and it throws off your balance, you just got to readjust it, get back to it. But it starts with you being intentional. And goes
That's
back
right.
to great days don't just happen. We make them
That's
great.
right.
Ain't that right?
Great days don't happen. We make them great. Don't sit around waiting for something great to happen. Let's do it together. I believe in all of y'all. Y'all are the
It
greatest
starts
in
with
the
you.
fucking planet.
With
Y'all
you.
make it starts with us, yo. It starts with us and taking care of our mental. I don't even want to call it mental. It's not even it's mental health for
bro.
sure.
Be healthy. Yeah. It's mental health. Talk to the man in the mirror.
I'm starting with the man in the mirror.
Oh yeah.
I'm asking. Nah.
We finna get banned by Sony Records.
Hey! But I think it's safe to say we've had a dope first episode of
It's a case of the Monday.
Hey! We love y'all.
Right. We
Here's
do. Thank y'all.
Here's some music to close it out. I've been dealing with my own shit. I've been dealing with my own shit. Deeper than the ocean, how am I supposed to focus on what you got going? With all that I'm holding, might have to let a bag go. Not a money bag though. I need more cash flow. No, I'm not an asshole. I'm just speaking back, so if you don't like it, you can fast forward. Keep going, motherfuck the opposition. Let's all go out and get it. No more hiding all our feelings. I'ma put it where you see it, cause I know you really need it. Got a family, gotta feed them and my nieces. Jesus, did you hear me? Did you see this? Why are you so hard to believe in? What's the meaning? What's the purpose? Are we even? Scratching the surface. It make me nervous to make a purchase. Tell me, am I getting what I'm deserving? We'll figure it out when we get to heaven. If it ain't a blessing, it's a lesson. So with no question, I must be strong. I must be strong. I must be strong. For you strong. I must be strong. I must be strong. I must be strong. with my own shit. I've been dealing with my own shit. Deeper than the ocean, how am I supposed to focus on what you got going? With all that I'm holding, might have to let her back go. Not a money back though. I need more cash flow. No, I'm not an asshole. I'm just speaking facts, ho. If you don't like it, you can fast forward. Keep going. If you don't like it, you can fast forward. Keep going. Hey, hey, why? Cause I must be strong. I must be strong. I must be strong. I must be strong. For you strong. Hey, I must be strong. Hey, I must be strong. Yeah, I must be strong. Strong. I must be strong. Oh, I must be strong. Hey, and
Good
as
shit.
a last goodbye, I'm Daz Exotic.
I'm Madison Marie.
Ooh, and you know what time it is. I am Dr. Milk in the building. Like,
That's
ooh.
right.
I think we should just hit our classic ending.
Oh, one side for the one side. Well, let me go to just wind it back real quick. Then one side for the one side for Maddie, the exotic one. I am the milkman. We're gonna do this thing like an old school BET condom commercial. Get that finger in the air. It's time to wrap it up. We out of here, y'all. Be amazing.